I'm Jessica. Welcome to Garden Island Equestrian's grooming video. I'm here with Cooper today, and we're going to go over how you should groom your horse before and after your ride. What I have here with me is our grooming box, and this is where all the brushes that we're going to use are going to be found. So the first thing we want to start with is our curry comb. We have several different types of curry combs here. Some are the mitt style, other ones that we hold. Okay, I'm going to use the mitt style grooming curry comb today. And what we're going to do is we're going to start always from the head and work our way to the tail. That's the same for our curry comb or for our brushes. And the reason for that is that we don't want to be cleaning an area back here only to get it dirty if we go from the back to the front. So we're going to start at the head, and with our curry comb we're going to do circular motions. We want to curry every inch of Cooper's body. The curry comb helps to bring up dirt and dander to the top of the coat so that we can follow with our dandy brush and brush it off. The curry comb is also incredibly useful because it increases circulation to all parts of our horse's body. And it's a nice way for us to inspect every inch of our horse. So we're going to go, you can curry all the way down the legs. You just want to be a little bit more careful. They don't have as much padding down here. So we want to be a little more gentle as we curry the bottoms of their legs. But the curry comb down on their legs can actually be pretty helpful to get some of these stubborn spots that have mud on them. Pay really close attention. An area we often overlook is the girth area. So when I'm currying, I want to go all the way underneath his belly and really look under here, make sure that there's no mud that's going to be stuck under where our girth or our saddle is going to go. So I'll curry every inch of him, paying attention to the backs of their legs. We want to make sure that there's no fungus that's starting to accumulate on the backs of the legs right there. Once I've curried every inch of Cooper, I'll go ahead and move on to our next brush, which is the dandy brush. There are several different kinds that we have. So the dandy brush is a more dense bristle than the brush after, which is our soft brush. The soft brush is a looser bristle and much softer. So next we're going to go to the dandy brush. And the dandy brush, again, we'll start from the head and work our way back. We're going to use a flicking motion. So all of the dirt and dander that we've lifted to the surface with the curry comb, we're going to flick it off with our dandy brush. So we want to use fairly vigorous flicking motions to get all the dirt and dander off. Again, I'm going to go down the leg, pay attention behind the elbow, underneath the girth, top, all the way under the belly. If you need to grab a bucket or a little stool to get the top of your horse, that's absolutely fine. We want to make sure that we do a really thorough job. There's nothing wrong with grabbing a bucket. All the way down the legs, making sure we get all this dander off. Okay, next we're ready for our soft brush or our finishing brush. What the soft brush does is it smooths all the hair and it picks up any of the last fine bits of dirt that were there left over from the dandy brush. We can also use the soft brush for Cooper's face. So I'll pick up the forelock, move it over to the side. You just want to gently use the soft brush, brush any dirt off of his face, the sides. Move the halter back, that way we can get where the crown piece of the bridle is going to go. Brush off here, under his chin. And then with the soft brush, again, starting from the head, I'm going to do long strokes. Smooths out every part of Cooper. All the way under his belly, in between the front legs. All the way down the legs. Next, we're going to use our hoof pick to pick out Cooper's feet. So we want to start with our shoulder touching him. I want to be fairly close to him here and facing the tail. Now I'll take my hand that's close to him and we're going to run it down his leg as I gently lean into him to get him to pick up his foot. Once I have his foot picked up, I'm going to use the inside hand to hold his leg on this side because I'm right-handed and I want to use the hoof pick in my right hand. I'll take the hoof pick and I'll start to go on either side of his frog here. The frog is the triangular shaped piece right here that's in his foot. So I'm going to go on either side of his frog. That's where a lot of the dirt and rocks like to hide. And then I'm going to use the hoof pick to go around the outer edge of the hoof. I'm going to clean the sole, both sides. And don't be afraid to use some muscle here. We don't want to put a lot of pressure directly on the frog, but you can absolutely dig deeply right here to get all this packed in dirt. Once I've gotten most of the dirt out, I can turn my hoof pick around and use the brush to brush out the hoof. Now, when we're holding the hoof, make sure that if Cooper's shifting his balance, that I hold his foot really steady here, that I'm not letting go of his foot. And I want to hold my hand under his hoof here. That'll give him support. If I hold down here under his fetlock, his foot is going to be flexing and that's not comfortable for him as we're picking the foot out. So I want to hold underneath the hoof part, and I don't want my thumb to be tucked under his hoof because if he were to put it down, he's going to step on my thumb. So make sure that our thumb is tucked in right here. Once you're done, you can gently set it back down. Now I'll take our mane brush. We're going to brush his mane down. Cooper's mane likes to stand up in a mohawk, which suits his personality. But we want to make sure that there's no chunks of mud, leaves, branches in there. Now he's all brushed out and he's got his wild mane. Our mane and tail brush we don't typically want to use on a daily basis on the tail because we only brush the tail out once it's been washed and conditioned. If we brushed it every day, Cooper would have very little tail left. So instead of brushing it, just run your hand over the tail and any leaves or branches that are in there, we can just pick out of the tail, but we'll save brushing the tail until after he's had a bath. Thanks for watching our videos. Come visit us on Facebook or at GardenIslandEquestrian.com.